Hey everybody, hope y'all are doing alright. So, just something I wanted to share with y'all. Anybody else is dealing with drug addiction, or for people who watch this in the future, or whatever. Part of what I've learned in my journey of trying to just dealing with drug addiction and trying to get off of it is like when you are on when you have when you're making progress towards not using as much, or if you've able to gotten clean, or you're working on minimizing your amount or whatever it may be. One of the things that I've found is just happens every time I started doing better. Is It's an andohenia. You can look it up. It's an inability to feel joy about just about almost anything, like really. I mean, sometimes I'll feel a little bit more pleasure, like certain things will seem more joyful than other things. But a large part of my day, it's just something you have to get used to, is just knowing that you're not going to feel good for a long time. It's one of the consequences to to being an addict, especially 24/7. I mean, it's if you're everybody's got different methods of using, but especially if you're somebody who's been using it 24/7 for an extended period of time, long term, there's going to be long term consequences. It's just the way it is. Like the way that your brain, because we're very good at adapting as human beings. This can be good and bad. It can be good because you can adapt to things that'll help you survive and thrive and grow. On the flip side, your body can also literally get to adapt to bad things, like drug addiction. Your cells will literally adapt to the changes that are being put into your body from the drugs, and they will get hooked to those changes, to where so much so that you'll go through, your body will literally go through withdrawals, like pain, when it does not have that particular substance. So, and when you've been operating like that for decades, or 2 decades in my case, just about, that's some serious shit. Like my neurons have been seriously altered by long-term, chronic, heavy doses and use of fucking essentially narcotics and alcohol. So, because of that, like that's just why. Like I'm so used to my brain, my body, my chemistry, my pattern is so used to having that artificial, or that extra substance outside of myself, that I become dependent on it. And when you stop taking as much, it's just natural. I feel. I mean, it is. I mean, it's part of the process of that's part of the process of adapting to not needing these things and living a life without these things, is having to go through the pain of not feeling good about just doing simple things that would bring normal people joy, like just having a good conversation, or going on a pleasant walk. Or I share these things with you guys, and I promote these things because I know that they're good things to do. Like I know it. I just a lot of times I don't have the feeling, that good feeling that goes along with knowing that something's good, because I'm dealing with my own transition myself. So it's just something you got to deal with. Just knowing that, like, it gets better every day. It gets better. Like the longer, I don't know, I shouldn't say every day gets better, but the longer you go without using the way that you did, the better off you're going to be. Just scientifically and also karmatically. So these are the things that's the only thing I got, like, right now, because otherwise it'd be easy for me to just succumb, because it's just like nothing's gonna get better, because that's how you feel. You literally feel like nothing's gonna get better. You're stuck in a fucking horrible rut of shittiness, and you feel even shittier about it because you made it for yourself. You're the one that chose to get high and do all these things for so fucking long. And it's like now you're at a point where you're dealing with the consequences of decades of fucking abuse. And unless you've been there and done these types of things, then it's really hard to relate to people, So it's like I'm around normal people that don't know what it's like to have these type of dependencies and shit. And it can be difficult being around them, because I'm dealing with, like, they're all talking about shit, like everything's fine and dandy. I'm sitting here going through, like, serious emotional, like, a battle within myself, and everybody's just, you carrying on like everything's fine. It's like, damn, dude, man, that's... So it's like, for me now, like, that's something that I would like, that now is a goal of mine, to get to a point where to know what it feels like to just be cool with just having a conversation. Like, that would be a huge, that would be success. That would be a huge success for me, to get to a point where I can just do that with another human being and really be in that moment, and not have other things fucking with me, you know. And I know a lot of that's on my own fault for allowing other thoughts and informations and entities and forces and spirits and shit like that to affect me in this type of way. And I also know I have the ability with my mind to choose to focus on those negative things, or I can choose to not listen to them so much. And you know, that's why it's in those moments when you're feeling that negativity and shit, you really need to check yourself and, you know, make a choice right then and there. Like, if you continue to go down, like, listen to those voices, you're gonna go down. It's gonna end shitty. It does every single time. That's just the way that pattern works. It's the way that road rolls. It's just, there's no, that is the conjures of that trajectory is shit. So if you make that choice, you're gonna get shit. It's gonna might be a little bit of a different piece of shit, but it's gonna be shit. Or you can choose to not go down the shitty road and you know, pick a nobler or higher or a more loving, good or healthier approach to things and try to find something focused to focus on, whether, even if it's just something, you know, seemingly important, like looking up hemp, you know, for me, like that type of shit. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Mom. So those type of things help me. Just, you know, like when I'm in that moment to, you know, I mean, I don't do it all the time. A lot of times I fall victim to, I say victim, but I succumb to those shitty feelings. But I also know that there's times when I choose not to listen to those shitty feelings, and that would be transmutating the energy, is when you're able to not listen to those, or at least not so much, or at least if they're there, you can hear them, not to pay them as much attention and not to fall into their trap and be devoured by them in a sense, you know. And that's where you choose to instead focus on something a little bit healthier. But anyways, it's just a part of being a drug addict. Is just, for me, what I've learned is you just got to be okay with the fact that you're not going to feel okay for a while. Sorry, I love y'all. Take care. Bye.